My biggest thing is I've always said I want to be a scratch golfer. Honestly, I was in high school. My friends were just, some of them were on the golf team, some of them would just go out and play golf during the weekends. And I was like, screw this. Like, I just want to go out and play. Bought a set of clubs off the rack and just went out and hacked around. Had no idea what I was doing. Balls were going all over the place. And then once my coach found out that I was playing, he basically said no more until you're finished. So I retired in 2012 for the first time.
I want to get better, and I want to get better fast.
Hank gave me a lot of really good basics, and then I kind of took everything on to wherever it went.
Wow.
You know, in the sport that I used to do in swimming, I could swim and try harder.
Let's see. It's okay, it's okay.
You can't do that out here. You kind of have to be patient. I have a 6'7" wingspan, so let's use these things. I got a couple good pointers here from Chris. Now let's put them to action.
And that ball smashed. Today, we're going to learn about some of the similarities between golf and swimming, and golf versus swimming, featuring the most decorated Olympic athlete of all time, Michael Phelps.
What's up, man? What's up? Presented by Omega. Let's go. Chipping. Yeah, like chipping wise. Yeah.
You
like,
can see it really good.
Caddies are always like, do you want a number? I'm like, no, I'm just gonna go by feel and kind of measure it up.
You know, I met Michael to see a world-class athlete in their place. It's remarkable. All right, Michael, thanks for doing this. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
So what is your ratio of golf to swimming these days?
95-5. Golf to swimming.
Yeah.
I don't spend much time in the pool. It's more of, I would guess, like a form of therapy for me than anything else, because I have no noise. All right, like with a family of 4, I got 4 kids that are always going, they're always nonstop, they're always yelling and screaming. And if sometimes I just get in that mood where I need an escape, I come in here and I'll swim, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 max. Like I don't swim much, but it's just an escape.
So it was cool today to be able to spend some time with Chris in the pool, right? Him being able to see kind of my world. Some of the things on how he teaches players to use what they have in their own game, I think is pretty impressive.
And when you were training, you would swim, you said 8?
8 to 10, yeah, 8 to 10,000 a day, 7 to 10 a day.
The golf course.
Yards a day.
That's a big golf course.
Yeah, 8 to 10 workouts per week. So we're swimming between 80 and 100,000.
Being able to see a number of different coaches, right? Every single coach works differently. And they're all going to compare things to what you know, right? That's how I think you can find a good coach.
You start to get lost in these conversations where they talk about key moments in their career or how they prepared for events or just like what their mindset was. Just his process, his work ethic, the things that he keyed on that he felt like that made him the best Olympic athlete of all time.
I can't tell you how many times I've practiced hitting a wall with force at the end of a set when my body is completely cashed, right? You're trying to replicate that feeling of what it's gonna be like in the race. So then you can get to the race and you can just focus on what you have to do, right? Like if I didn't do all that preparation beforehand, then I would have second guessed myself and been like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. No. There was nobody on the planet that was more prepared than I was throughout my career.
Yeah.
Right? Like I went 6 straight years without missing a single day.
Yeah.
365, 6 years straight. Why? Because nobody else was doing that. And in the sport of swimming, if you take 1 day off, it takes you 2 days to get back to where you were. So it's not rocket science.
Yes.
The more you put in, the more you're gonna get out of something. Period, cut and dry. That's how it works.
Yeah. What is your golf handicap?
5'8", 5'9", somewhere in there.
You're a really good golfer.
Went from a 9 to a 5 this summer.
Oh.
When you play 6 weeks straight.
Yeah.
You're gonna pick up some things, you're gonna learn some things, tighten things up. And that's really what it was. Repetitions, I know, is the highest form of learning.
So you're bringing that swimming Olympic work ethic to golf, really?
Pretty much. I mean, like, it's kind of all I know, right? Like, everything
Just
I did
grinding,
here. Yeah, grinding, but also the small details are the things that matter most. You know, I've tried to learn different routines about keeping my hand on the club in the right spot, make sure it's not slipping, make sure I'm not snapping my wrist, little tricks that just naturally over time I've learned to get the right feels.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's like 2 to 3 things. It's like, okay, lock in and go, just be athletic. Yeah. The preparation's the same. If you want to be good at something, then you have to try things that others aren't willing to do or the people before you have already mastered, right? Like, I'm never going to be the Tiger or Scotty or any of those people in the golf world. But what they do to prepare themselves, whether it's in the gym or on the range or just to get their body and minds ready, why can't we all learn from something like that?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
any little small thing that I can take from anybody's game and incorporate it in the gym, in my mental preparation, whatever it might be, then you're able just to build whoever you want to be.
You're obviously doing a great job with your game. So when it comes to swimming, I'm probably like a 30 handicap.
Okay.
So I know, I mean, I can stay afloat, but I don't know anything about swimming. So can you take us through a little bit of, let's say, the anatomy of a race, right? Because it's got different phases to it.
Every race had a different strategy, right? Like whether I'm swimming the 100 fly, the 200 fly, the 200 IM, the 400 IM, the 200 free, the 100 free, 100, 200 back, or being on a relay. They all have some kind of different strategy. And the relays, it depends on if I'm going first, second, third, or fourth, right? Like every little small detail actually matters. So like, I'll take the 400 IM. That was one of my babies for a long time.
That's the individual medley?
400 individual medley, yeah. I held the world record for over 20 years at 403. You know, for me, the first 50 would kind of be just building into my stroke.
Well, let's start. First, you start off
Yeah, first I'm diving off the block. My reaction time was never very fast. I mean, for me, in the races I swam, you weren't going to win or lose by getting off the block.
Okay, so that was not
My
where your
reaction
edge.
time was never
Got
very
it.
fast. For me, it was all about diving into the water, getting like entry into the water,
Yeah.
getting the right angle. So for me, to get to 15 meters where that's the max we can go off every wall, that would take me 8 to 10 kicks.
The max you go underwater.
Correct.
Okay,
The max that we can go underwater off of each turn or the starting block is 15 meters.
I see.
And that would take me 8 to 10 kicks to get there off the block. And during a race, you never really would get to, I would never get to 15 meters.
Okay.
I would probably get to 12.
It's a threshold where if you go past it, you're disqualified, so you can't really.
Correct. But also, like, if you really want to push it past 12, then your legs could pay the price later in the race.
I see.
So 400 IM for me, the first 50 after the dive is kind of just building into my stroke, kind of make sure.
The first 50 is that first length.
The first
of the
length
pool.
in an Olympic-sized pool.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make sure my hips are on top of the surface and butterfly. And then it's just kind of holding that tempo, the second 50, building into each wall so I can hit it with some momentum to really set up the underwater dolphin kicks. And then backstroke, I kind of drop my legs and kind of do like a 2-beat kick. Like my kick is literally like this instead of a 6-beat, which is like that. And it's more tempo with the arms because breaststroke, I know it's all legs. You need
So you're
legs.
saving your
for
legs a little
breaststroke.
bit.
Pretty much. And then breaststroke comes, that was my worst part of the IM. My weakest part, I should say.
And is that because it is legs, or why was that?
My knees couldn't get in the direction
I see.
that it was like the proper, the good direction where you could really just whip your legs together.
So it's kind of a very specialized sort of stroke.
Just a different body setup, different body structure. And then freestyle for me, I was a world record holder at the time.
Yeah.
In the 200 free. So at that point, you're trying to stay underwater. I would try to take 6 to 8 kicks off each wall. And that's all legs.
So the individual medley, so do you have to do in that order, or can you
Fly
choose?
back, breast free.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
wow, and your best ones were obviously the butterfly and
Butterfly,
the freestyle,
freestyle,
and then
yeah.
backstroke. You're pretty good, and then
I almost had the world record in the 100 and the 200 back at one point throughout my career. But yeah, I would say that's probably the third best stroke of mine.
Yeah.
It's probably fly and free were up there. It's probably tied. Like butterfly was the first stroke that I made the Olympic team in 2000. So my sister also swam the 200
you're
flies.
15, right?
15.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's wild.
yeah. I got 5th though, so
Yeah.
they just gave me a piece of paper that said good job. I didn't like that. I wanted some hardware.
You came back motivated in 4. Where's that? Athens, I guess.
Athens, yeah.
And then
6 gold and 2 bronze there.
right. Was there anything in the moment when you were like under a pressure situation that you could identify that was helpful, or was it just what led up to that, and then now you're just kind of just doing what you already know how to do?
I think the latter half.
Yeah.
For me, it's like whatever I've done behind closed doors to prepare myself from the training I've done, it's going to show when I step up on here.
Yeah.
And if I haven't done the work, it's also going to show when I'm up on here. You know, like I can go back to 2012 where that's one of my least favorite Olympic games, but I didn't prepare for it the right way. So I got the results that I deserved. Maybe not that I liked,
Yeah.
but they're what I deserved because I didn't put in the full effort to prepare for those games as I should have.
Yeah.
That's why in 16 I got the results that I wanted.
Yeah.
Because I did it the right way.
Yeah.
It's not always easy to do it the right way, but I can tell you I've done it, excuse my language, a half way, and I've done it the full intense, locked and loaded, like fully engaged to every small detail. And if you do it that way, it's a lot funner. it's a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah.
You get the results that you actually want.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't like listening to my coach every single day of the things that he made me and told me to do, but he also proved that the work that I did allowed me to have the success that I got. So if he keeps showing me that, then I'm gonna keep listening to you.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel like golf is a sport where every single day, no matter if you go out and play, it's always different, right? One day you're gonna hit the ball great, the next day you're gonna struggle with a pull or a slice, right? So it's just trying to manage what you can do every day on the golf course. You know, I think if you're able to do that, I think you can learn more about yourself, not just about the game, but yourself as just a human being. Like that's more of a standard ball flight.
Yeah, that's solid. Just a little fade. Love it.
And I would much prefer to see that.
To go
that
left,
ball
right
flight.
a bit.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're out here at Moon Valley Country Club in Phoenix, Arizona. It's great to hang out today, Michael.
100%.
That was a really nice shot. What are some maybe misses that you would find yourself hitting?
The big hump that goes, 30, 40 yards right.
Okay.
That big like slice, high fade, whatever it is. And it's funny because I was talking to somebody recently and they were comparing it to what I was doing in the pool. And if my whole body is like that from doing dolphin kick throughout my whole life, then it makes sense that that's my miss.
Yeah.
Like that's what I revert back to is what I've done for 2 decades.
I think in general, as you've gotten better, like players usually get better at scoring the face. So even that same hump, being able to score the face better can equate to a left ball. There's a little bit of that dolphin kick that we gotta, sort of temper a bit. We're gonna kind of go about this in 2 different pieces. So one is, like you had said, that dolphin kick, it kind of, your pelvis tucks underneath, you essentially do that. So we don't want that, but you've also mentioned that like in the streamline phase or different phases where you're trying to elongate your spine, that's gonna actually be kind of a nice counter to the dolphin kick move, okay? So go ahead and set up to, let's say, you can pull up a ball or an imaginary ball, whatever. Okay, great. Now go to the top and just pause at the top. And as you come down, make sure you don't crash into this at all. So kind of almost feel like the elongation of your spine. So start down a little bit. It's gonna pulling back and really feel like you're elongating your spine. Good, and you can still turn,
But you're sitting, so you're really sitting on the heels.
Well,
Kind of?
Yeah, so you're trying to put your rear back, your knees can stay forward, so that'll keep the pressure more towards the balls of your feet, so you don't actually have to go into your heels.
Okay.
So that's a little bit of the trick, is trying to figure out how to keep your butt back, your chest over it.
Yeah.
So if your chest pulls back this way and your butt goes back, you'll definitely go to your heels. If your rear goes back but your chest stays this way, it kind of cancels each other out, and you can still keep the pressure towards the ball of your feet. So let's try it again. That's great feedback. You're like, oh, I feel it in my heels. Let's go up to the top. Okay, good. And rear back. Let yourself turn through as you come down. Yeah, there you go. Don't hit this. Let's do that one more time. Beautiful. Okay, so that's the elongation of the spine that you would want to have in your golf swing.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do a couple of that, and then I'm going to add another layer in after that.
Okay.
But the first part is we got to create some space in here for your arms to work through.
How he was helping me keep my hips back a little bit and not early releasing it. Like that very first motion when he put me in that position, I felt night and day different than I ever had behind the golf ball and an impact on a golf ball.
Good. What'd that one feel like?
Easy and a lot better.
Yeah, really nice.
We talked about repetition. I just got to repeat that as many times as I can now.
Whenever you're coaching someone, you're essentially trying to translate what you want them technically to do to a feel that resonates with them. So this is where listening to him and his experience as a swimmer, there are little things I could grab onto that might make it easier for him to bring into his golf swing.
When you're using your arms, I would always try to reach towards the other side of the pool, right? You're not coming across your body, because then naturally you're gonna swim like this, like a snake. You don't wanna do that. Reaching towards the other side of the pool. And for me, I'm pulling straight back.
Are you trying to knife through it early and then pull, or no?
Well, I do something that I wouldn't recommend.
Okay. Wait, what is it? We want to know.
I kind of go in like this and flip my hands to really reach to then come into it.
I see.
You won't see many people kind of go like that to get into it. It's
And you're trying to get the
here,
elbow high, right?
and then I'll kind of reach into it, and as I'm coming back into it, the hand starts to then get back to 90 degrees, and then I pull back. But it's, again, if you don't have these working,
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't work. Again, like for me, my legs are everything.
Okay.
Everything.
Elbow high, does that matter when you're?
Elbow super high. It's almost like you're shrugging your shoulders to your ear,
Yeah.
because then naturally your arm follows it, and it goes right in. You want to stay within your shoulders at all times, because naturally if you're shrugging up, your hands are going to go straight ahead of you no matter what.
Yeah. Shrug to the ear.
Shrug up to the ear,
And then you're
reach forward. As you're reaching forward, you're
internally.
rotating.
Yep, and then you pull through.
We were always taught when you're swimming, feel like it's easy to have a man bun now, but feel like there's a string coming out of your head, and it's just elongating your spine and putting yourself in the right posture. Or feel like there's a string and you're pulling your belly button through your back.
Which can be helpful with golf too, getting
Correct.
good posture in golf swing. Yeah, yeah.
100%. But yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing, because you don't want to swim like this.
Yeah.
You'd rather swim in a straight line like a boat.
Gotcha. The next thing I want to do, we look at the swing again. You make a beautiful turn, and in transition, like some nice lag, but then it kind of, you throw it out too quickly, and you don't quite have any real lean in the shaft and impact, right? Like you would see like a tour guy. So I think for you, like, you're around a 5 right now, to like keep pushing that level. I think the next part would be to really learn kind of like a tour quality impact, and that's gonna be creating some lean. The thing is, to do that, that's where, almost like when you mentioned the good part of the dolphin kick for golf would be the whipping motion. You may not want like kind of that hump, that whip. You almost want that feeling in your arms.
So it's like compressing a ball, right? Like the Tommy, like Tommy Ladd, like his abbreviated follow through, right?
Exactly.
Like that's what I think of.
But to feel that, it's going to be a little bit of like almost like this right arm, like you're trying to create like a whip. Think about this, some lead in the right elbow a little bit. Okay. But the thing is, if you're going this way, you run out of room to do it.
Correct.
So that's why you have to have the space to be able to do that. And that's why there's that order of operations of creating the space first. Now you've done that, you're such like a world-class athlete and coordinator that you did that in a couple swings. Now see if you can feel a little bit of that right arm whip. We're gonna do a practice swing together, okay? So going up to the top. Now you still gotta create the space. So let's go slow together. Okay, create the elongation of the spine, and then you're gonna feel, see what I do with your right elbow? It's gonna be a little bit of a whip.
Snappy.
Yeah, okay. Now you gotta create space, because if you don't create space and you do that, and this is why the order was so important, you could potentially shank it.
Yeah.
Okay, because you'd be too far out.
Yep.
That looked pretty good right there.
I will play that all day.
Yeah. And again, it's gonna start to feel like you're closer.
Correct.
Almost like
100%.
that off the diving platform feel.
When you see some of these pros, it always looks like they're standing so far, like literally on top of the ball.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you play with them in person.
Yeah.
Like they're literally, obviously the wedges, they're literally on top.
Yeah.
And I guess to your point, I'm always like, I literally feel like I would have no space.
Exactly.
Right?
That's what it is.
You have no chance.
They're a little closer, and then they create the space, and they're almost oftentimes look kind of small through the ball.
Yep.
Right. Whereas you look fine at setup, but you're actually going more this way, and crowding yourself and almost getting taller through the ball.
Oh, that's it.
That's right. So that was the left ball. Oftentimes now will be better body motion, but not quite the whip and the lead with the elbow. Because that extra lean is going to delay the face just a hair.
Okay.
This is going to actually make it easier to where you're not sort of like fanning it open late or having to flip it.
Yep.
Good. There's a little bit more of a divot right there. That was really nice.
That felt really good.
That was the one. So that had some
really
compression
good.
on it.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. You know how it is. Like you gotta rep it out, right?
For sure.
Right. But that one 2 balls ago, that was just
You can
like,
feel the difference.
that was
Yeah,
wildly
for sure.
different.
Without question. And you feel just really the body just staying on top of each other, stacking everything, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So okay, so when you hit a shot on the golf course, do you picture the shot? What's your process in that regard?
I pick a target where I want it to land.
Okay, cool.
And I again, like if I am playing consistent golf, Yeah, it's probably in a window like that.
Yeah.
Right, whether it is a little cut, whether it's a little draw.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm basically, since I play in the desert, a ton of desert golf, I'm picking a cactus.
Yeah.
And then I'm starting at that cactus and working back to a blade, a divot, whatever it might be that's in front of me that I can set myself up and commit to hitting it over that.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, that's a great process. Let me see you go through one. I mean, I love that.
Yep.
You know, some people see the whole shot shape. Some people just see the end part where it lands. I mean, I think there's so much room for how to go about that, but the fact that you're visualizing is great. I mean, that was awesome. That's a nice divot, great compression.
So when I start seeing a ball like that, a ball flight, I'm like, okay, so then I'm aiming 10 yards right of my target?
Yeah.
Right now, instead of doing that?
Right now, if you start drawing, I would resist the temptation to aim
Farther right.
Yep. And I would try to just max this out, but then also learn to take out the left ball with a little bit more of that right arm whippy feeling. Good.
My biggest thing is I've always said I want to be a scratch golfer. And I'm sure once I get to a scratch golfer, it's going to be something else after that. That's just how my mind works. I don't think I'm super far off, but again, it's going to be those repetitions, and I know that. You know, that was the only way I was able to win every single medal and all of that I did in the swimming pool. So it's the same thing out here, just like anything else in life. So I got a couple good pointers here from Chris, and now let's put them to action.
Because he's one of the greatest competitors of all time, I'm going to challenge Michael to a race later in the show. But first, I need some tips from the GOAT himself. I'm gonna ask you to do your best job to put me in the best position to actually beat you. So teach me a little bit about swimming. Give me some of the technique stuff. We'll do freestyle, keep it relatively simple.
What do you want to know?
I think everything. We got the first phase off the block.
There's two different ways. It's like, there's the old school way, which is this, and you're just pushing. I don't do that.
Okay.
I'm more of a track start. So loading this front foot.
Yeah.
And literally springing off the front half of this foot.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Righty.
Okay, so you have your like kind of dominant foot back. Okay.
Yeah, and I never put left foot back. Never.
And you push off the right foot or the left foot?
Push off the right foot.
Off the right foot,
Right
gotcha.
foot. You know, growing up, my coach, he would stand on the edge of the pool and he would move out about 5 to 7 yards off the block, and he would have us dive through a hula hoop.
Oh.
So working on angles, because you're not trying to dive down, right? You're trying to dive towards the other end of the pool. So you're like, I'm literally picking a spot, like a target, tee, the black line, whatever you want to call it, and I'm just going right to it. Hands on top of each other when you enter.
Yeah.
Because if you're like this,
yeah, doesn't matter which hand.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
I was always right on top, and I try to hook. You try to hook a thumb around, right? So you want to enter in one solid hole.
Almost like diving, like.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's why the hula hoop, when you think about that, you're just trying to dive through that hole. Your whole body is trying to go through that hole in one piece.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to get into dolphin kicks. If you don't swim much, dolphin kicks are pretty
tricky.
Advanced. Yeah.
Okay. Well, give us a little bit.
I mean, like dolphin kicks, it's like what it sounds like, right? It's how a dolphin moves through the water. For me, what my coach would always teach me is it's like you're cracking a whip.
Okay.
So your hips and legs are that whip that are cracking, and everything moves together.
This is actually, because part of it, we're gonna try to pull analogies maybe to golf, but like there's an element of feeling like your arms got some softness and air quotes cracking a whip.
Yep.
Even though it's not the perfect analogy, but yeah.
But it's like the dolphin kick starts from here.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And like for golf, for me, like my body was always off center. Like I was trying to always turn a certain way. And Mr. A, when he was teaching me, he was like, are you gonna dive off the block like this, where my knees are pointing forward, my upper body's diving to my left?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Mr. A is Mike Abbott, a great teacher.
Yeah. But also in the pool, you're kind of moving as one, right? If my arms get ahead of my lower body, where's that ball gonna go?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be happy to see where that ball lands, right? So your body has to naturally move together, right? Just become athletic. That's what I always say.
Okay.
Like be an athlete. Once you pop up, You got to kick. A freestyle kick, like your knees are barely passing. Toes are pointed, knees are barely. If I'm seeing this.
Oh, I see. Small kicks.
You want small.
Small and quick.
Small and fast.
Okay.
And don't stop kicking.
Okay.
Your legs are your power in the sport.
Okay. We were able to find some cues that were in the pool that we could bring to the range. Definitely different sports, but again, I think so much of coaching is being a translator and finding a language that's going to resonate with that person. And he also, would talk a lot about pushing off his trail foot when he came off the block for the starting of a race. And again, that was something we were able to key in on, especially with the driver, to feel like he would push off his trail foot to help get his lower body pushing a little bit forward. Let's do a driver.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, this ought to be interesting.
When you did swimming, how much was like your swimming training broken up between technique versus just flat out trying to beat your time type of thing?
I mean, every single stroke I took was with a purpose. I had 2 hours in the pool for each session that we did. Every start, every turn, every kick out, they were done to replicate what I'm gonna do in a race. Because if I can do that under the most amount of pressure, what's gonna happen when the lights come on and I'm standing out in front of thousands of people? I'm gonna be calm. I'm gonna be in the matrix because I've already done the work.
Yeah.
Right?
So with golf, there is an element of you're making a bit of a change right here to kind of get better, right?
Yep.
So what I would say is you almost have to treat that as part of your time training allocated to just like not really worrying about the ball so much and just like really getting into the motion. You've done a great job. So those two changes we did with the iron were like beautiful. So let's try to do the same thing with the driver. And then I think I'm gonna add a little bit extra thing with the driver, okay? If you make a change, you kind of got to make a change with a couple steps ahead in mind. And that to me is why I want to create the space early so that you could then eventually create some of the right arm lag to move through that new space that was created. But let's just see you try to create that same feel.
Keep this back.
Yep.
Not let it.
Michael, it can still turn. It's just got to turn where it's still creating that space. Okay, good.
Still a little bit, but.
Yeah, that's okay. That's still better. Okay, so now one little thing I'm gonna add, and you've talked about this with your own evolution of your game, where your setup was originally like this, and it's gotten much better. I wanna push you in that direction a little bit more.
Okay.
So I'm actually gonna try to get you to have your right side a little bit lower than your left side at address. Okay, good. Now go to the top, and almost like when you talked about coming out of the starting block, I want you to push with your trail foot, but you're gonna push where you feel like you're actually trying to push your pelvis that way while keeping it back a little bit, okay? So, good, that's really good, okay? But make sure your head
Stays behind the ball.
stays behind the ball. That was nice.
That felt better.
Really nice. So, I mean, there's a little bit, it's similar to like the break. You got to be a little patient with it.
Yeah.
Some of those are just kind of jumping this way. So it's a little bit of like, keep that back. You're almost being patient with your arms in the club. And then that's where you can whip it at the bottom. That was nice though. Good ball flight.
That feels so weird.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a good miss or what that.
No, I would say that is. So to me, that's like this back, but still a little bit up. You got to
pull it up
with the chest, right? So it's like if that stays back, you kind of want to almost feel like you're a little closer to it. Yeah. So let's do one more like that. Try to feel like you're in that sort of starting block position. That was really good.
The sound was different too.
I mean, that's balls perfect, right? Did you see it?
Yeah, I'll take that all day long.
That was awesome.
And it felt easier.
It's time for a look back in time, sponsored by Omega. And we're gonna go to a very special Olympics, the 2008 Olympics in Beijing, where you broke a bunch of records. Take us through this. I mean, as I understand it, it started with, or early on, the whole sequence, you had a relay race that you guys were actually dogs in.
Yeah. So my first race was the 400 IM, won the gold, broke the world record, great start. The 4x1 free relay, we were actually kind of, I guess, the underdogs. The French put up a really good time in the morning, almost broke the world record. We didn't have any of our big guys on it, and we ended up getting our hands on the wall first, which was incredible. Yeah, we won by 8 100ths, and like with a 50 to go, I basically said to myself, I was like, all right, well, 8's already over before we even started.
Yeah.
But Lee Zach was able to kind of ride the lane line of Alan Bernard and kind of slingshotted him past, kind of like the old Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
Right, the old shake and bake right past him with about 10 meters to go, and
that kept the dream alive.
yeah. We literally had to double take the scoreboard, the finish, everything to make sure the results were final.
Yeah.
Right, because they take a few minutes to make them official. They have to double check all the relay exchanges, make sure nobody false started and everything. Yeah. So we were waiting, and then they said it was official with number 1, and we went absolutely bananas.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and then we go into the 200 free. 200 free
and
was,
you know what this means for you personally, because it's still on the table.
It's still there, yeah. 200 free, broke the world record, won the gold medal. 200 IM, same thing, broke the world record, won the gold medal. 100 fly, won the gold medal, but didn't break the world record. But I won by 100th of a second.
This was against
Kavik. So the crazy thing was, is we said we had to be 24.00 or better at the first 50. I was 24.01. And I ended up winning by 100th of a second. So that was kind of cool. But if you go backwards to the 400 IM, so about 6 to 8 months before the games, I started seeing the numbers 3:07, 3 minutes and 7 seconds. I'm like, why would I ever see 3 minutes and 7 seconds? 300 is not an Olympic race. So I said that to my coach, and Bob goes, he put 2 and 2 together, and he goes, well, that's your 300 meter split of your 400 IM. At the 300 split, I was 3:07.
Wow.
So it's like I literally dreamt it, and then just
crazy. You're having visions of it.
It was nuts, man.
Your subconscious was like whatever, just processing.
But like, I mean, I truly feel that was the 10,000 hour, or whatever you want to call it, right? Like kind of that level.
Yeah.
And I was almost in the Matrix. You know, like when I was walking out to the pool deck to get behind the blocks, everything was in slow motion around me. It's just like I felt so in control of what I was doing, and I was so prepared to do what I was doing. Yeah, it was the coolest experience.
That's so wild. So
we're coming up on 20 years in a couple years to it. LA Olympics will be at 28. It's 20 years from, makes me feel really old, bro. Oh my gosh.
It was in the 100 fly. Was
100 fly where Kavik.
That was where Spitz, he held the record for 7 gold medals in the semi-2 Munich Games, right?
And then I tied him with the 100 fly. But if you go back to even the 200 butterfly, I swam 175 meters of that race completely blind. So I dove into the water, and by the 25 meter mark, my goggles had filled up with water.
No way.
So I had to count strokes. I went back and reverted to what I would do in training, because I knew that every first, second, third, and fourth 50 of my 200 flies, all stroke counts were the same throughout my whole entire career. So I just counted strokes, and hopefully it was at the right place at the right time.
I've never heard that part. That's
broke the world
crazy.
record, won the gold medal.
So you were literally swimming blind. Wow. And then you had the relay.
The 4x1, yeah. I mean, the 4x1 medley, that was just,
you guys were
that's just an easy one for us. I mean,
you still gotta do it.
Back then it was easy for us because we had 4 guys that were in the top 3 in the world in their hundreds.
Yeah.
So
it was a little bit of like a victory, kind of like walking up 18 with a bit of a lead type of thing.
We just had to make sure the exchanges were well. We hit our turns with the right amount of force and speed, and we were good.
And you broke the gold
8
record.
for 8, but only broke 7 world records though, so I fell short. Fell a little bit short.
Underachiever.
I know, right? Couldn't get anything. Still waiting for that first break.
God, that's amazing. What an amazing moment in time. All right, Michael, you have so many records in swimming. You actually had a golf record.
I did. I was so bummed when it got broke. 153-foot putt at Kings Barnes. We were playing the Dunhill. It's that little short downhill par 4. And it was like a 17-second long putt. And honestly, I feel like that was...
That's how long it was rolling.
Yeah, it was so sick. Like look at the video. It is insane. And honestly, I feel like that was one of my most prized world records. Like, I'm a swimmer and I got a golf world record, and then I think Pultz broke it by 2 feet 6 months before he goes to live.
How does that compare to maybe a world record that
I mean, I wanted it. I'd rather have that one than some of the swimming records, but that did help me get to my 40th world record, so that was the number that I wanted to hit, was 40.
And now the moment you've been waiting for, my chance to race the most decorated Olympian of all time. All right, Michael, are you ready for this?
I always enjoy people who get in the pool with me because not many people really understand how hard it is, right? And how many different muscles it works that you didn't even realize you had. And what a challenge it is endurance-wise. Just to swim at 50 fast all out, like you're gonna be gassed, you're gonna feel that lactic acid. Scratch swimmer would be what? Would that be like, I don't even know what the equivalent of a scratch swimmer would be. Being able to swim a mile? He could swim a mile, but it would just take a while.
And there's a moment halfway through the race, I'm like, I'm gonna start dog paddling now because I'm floored. But you know, I kept up max effort till the end, so that part, you know, I was happy with.
Oh. I'm fine. Oh, I win it. I need to get 10,000 freaking yards.
It's hard.
That is insane.
It's hard.
Oh.
To go, you know, 25 yards and 25 yards back, so a total of 50 yards. I mean, I was going as hard as I could go, so I was essentially sprinting. I think my time was something like 36 seconds. When you're not in Olympic shape, it was tough. I was tired at the end of it.
I don't think his stroke is bad. I think honestly you can work on some kick, it'll improve his body position, but I mean, it was fun being in there, and hats off for him getting in.
All right, well, I promise you on the range it won't be this workout, but
I love it. I love
we're
it.
gonna go out there and kind of push out there a bit.
Let's do it.
All right,
Thanks,
that
buddy.
was awesome.
All right, I think we got the big thing that we're trying to do, which is just pelvis back, chest over it. Just stay focused on that.
Okay.
That was good.
You know, here I was talking about the early extension and humping, and that's kind of what I was always doing in the pool, right? Like naturally that's how you're doing the butterfly. It's kind of a hump motion. That naturally, if I'm getting tired or if I'm getting lazy, that's gonna be my go-to swing, right? So it's how can I avoid that or take that out of my mind and try to actually put 1, 2, or 3 things together to narrow the miss down from here to here, right? Like as long as you're keeping it in front of you, then I don't want to say the game is easy, but it's a lot easier than playing zigzag and army golf. I do feel the hips stay back more.
Yeah.
And it literally, I can extend my arm.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Well, in some ways, what's going to happen, because you're actually more this way and you're closer to the ball, in a sense, you're going to actually feel like your right arm is extending, but more that way. So it'll actually be a little bit more bent through here.
It's almost like skipping rock.
Yeah,
kind of.
100%, exactly. So instead of it, if you think about it like this, you've been extending it that way,
Yep.
and that's where you kind of lose the angle a bit. Now, all of a sudden, if you extended it that way, you would hit it fat. So the extension is going to be more that way. And this is where like you do like to do a lot of stuff in the gym, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is like going back to the medicine ball
Yep.
stuff, but you're going to feel like you're a lot closer and you're going to be throwing the ball almost more that way.
To be able to stay in that position, it gives me the ability again to release these arms. I have a 6'7" wingspan, so let's use these things. Same thing, I'm literally hitting in the same exact spot.
Yep, the rear's coming into it. And this is where like, when you're home working on this, you gotta, let's say you had a wall,
Yeah.
okay? You could put your rear, let's call it a fist width away
Yep.
from the wall, and start to make some turns, and you're gonna be a little away from it, and then you're gonna push up against it.
Okay.
But then, with that, you gotta make sure that your upper half is enough over
Yep.
that you don't feel like you're just
Correct.
getting into
Sitting
your
back
heels.
on your heels.
Exactly, exactly. And that ball's smashed. I don't
Feels-
mind that's curving a little left.
Yeah.
That would just be a little bit extra of the right arm whip.
That feels so weird.
Yeah. But that ball was hit solid.
Yeah.
And there's no fighting the right ball. You know, when you stay in that, it actually makes it very easy to square the face up. Beautiful right
Like
there.
even like, yeah, I feel just the club staying behind me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's
exactly.
like that, I literally just felt that lag.
Exactly. And then this is where you feel the lag with the club staying behind you, but if you can get a little bit of lead with the elbow to create even more whip and have it feel like it's that way, the straightening, that'll take out any left. Okay. I have seen as a coach when people make some technique changes that kind of like, sort of upgrade their move to being more similar to what you would see a tour player do, that's where the ceiling gets elevated. It's a little bit of a harder path, but oftentimes their skill level that they ends up being, significantly higher. Beauty, 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 beauty. Really nice right there. Like that had a bit of everything.
But like I literally felt my chest staying down on it.
Yeah, it's gonna feel wild. You're gonna feel like you're too close to the ground.
100%.
Almost like you're gonna like, if I do my old move, I'm gonna hit the ground first.
Going right into it.
But that's where it's that order of operations. You get that, and then you can feel that.
And you can release it.
And look, these are the things you have like as a golfer. Like I think you'll be scratch in no time. Yeah. Like golf's tricky, but like you have the coordination. You have like obviously the mental tenacity, and I would say that is actually your biggest asset, is that you know what it's like to have to rep stuff out. Yep, and that's how these type of changes like happen.
100%, without question.
So we have the things that we wanted, like 3 big things, right? It's the elongation, rear, back. Big part to match that is to get the chest over where it's gonna feel wildly uncomfortable how close to the ground you'll feel.
Yep.
And then from there, if you have the old early straightening of the right arm, not really creating the dolphin kick or the lag, you're gonna either hit it fat or just,
Sky one.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where you create that lag and the straightening happens more that way.
Correct.
Okay, and then the extra little thing with the driver is, you can have some push to get your pelvis forward. Again, similar to driving off the block.
Yep.
You just gotta make sure your upper half doesn't go with
follow.
it. Yeah. It's a little bit different where it's like, you're on the block, you're actually trying to propel your whole body forward. In golf, you're really trying to only get your lower body to get forward. He's gonna be on his own now. I hope he sticks with it. I think the changes will be good with him, but the big things are for him would be to really manage that spine a little bit to where he doesn't curl under and have that pelvis tucked underneath and his head pulled back, the air quotes early extension, to really try to keep his tailbone back a little bit, his chest over the ball. And then from there to really feel like he's got some of that whip that he made analogous to the dolphin kick. I think that's gonna help him through the ball, create some more lean at impact. And then a little bit of some setup and a little bit of like lower body key with the driver. I think, in a pretty short period of time, he's a scratch golfer and really competitive in some of the celebrity pro-am circuits.
I think every single person I've been able to work with, I think has given me something to kind of piece everything in together that I can kind of turn myself into the golfer that I want to be. I mean, for me, being able to get space and to be able to use the length in my arms to hit it, I mean, the ball goes farther, it's easier, and you just become athletic. So hopefully that can help me make the next jump in my game. Thanks, bud.
Dude, that was so good, man. That was fun. This is awesome. Thank you today. And
oh yeah.
Thanks to Moon Valley Country Club hosting us.
Definitely,
They were amazing hosts.
Thanks for coming to join me in the swimming pool and helping me relate some things to this game that we all love.
No, this is awesome. And it helped me because I've actually been swimming just for my own health. So it's gonna make it a little bit more fun.
If I can help you, let me know. I got some friends that are asking for tips. I always send them little videos. I'll start sending you some too. I love it.
We'll keep trading this.
I love it. Cheers, man.
Get better at each one.
100%.
All right, thank you, buddy.